You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phone. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas.
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, 11th day of February, 2020. Thanks so much for joining us. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. If you can't see the screen I have up, go to our homepage at CFRN.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered in about 30 seconds, and that will give you one-click access to the show each and every day. On the days you're out of the office, away from your desktop, not to worry, point any internet-connected browser to cfrn.net/live, and there you'll find a live real-time simulcast of the show as it unfolds, brought to you by the good folks at CFRN. All right, let's take a look at a chart. Let's go to the daily chart. We took out that little trend line that I drew yesterday, and we're apparently cruising for this next Fibonacci extension number overhead at 33, 96, 97. Markets took a little bit of a dive this morning when Powell started talking about cyber attacks being a worry to the financial systems. But we still got half a green candle on the daily. Let me give you the numbers from around the world. These are the cash markets put into perspective where we stand on the day. The Dow currently up 14 points, NASDAQ up 46, S&P 500 up 12, the Russell 2000 up 11. In the commodity basket, crude oil up 48 cents, trading 50.05 last. Gold down $9.90, trading 1569.60 last. In the Asian markets at the close, the Nikkei posted a loss of 142 points. Shanghai gained 11. The Hang Seng gained 342. And in the European markets at the close, FTSE posted a gain of 52. DAX was up 133. And the CAC gained 40. That gives us a mixed day in Asia, green day in the UK. So far, it's still a big green Radio Tuesday here in the US of A. Let's go to Michael and get a recap of what happened in the live trading room this morning. Michael, are you ready? I don't think so. Okay. Then let's take a look at last night's Concierge Trade Alerts. If you would like to grab a screenshot, be my guest. I didn't like the look of the markets last night. I put out no logic alerts on the Globex session. I'm waiting for this market to see if there's a top in place. If we close green today, then looks like we're moving higher up to the next level. All right. So let's go to the S&P. Last night's alert on the ES, consider being long 33.62. There's 33.62. And the alerts came out at 8:15, so that's 2000. So it's on this candle right here. So the first time up, second time up, price backed off to the BBC. Made another run, pull back to support, another run, pull back to support, and high of the session, 33.74.50. So from 62 to 74, that's a 12-point run. Michael, are you there? All right, so there's the Dow, the S&P. Let's go to the Dow. On the Dow, consider being long 29,315. And that happened. We go 29,315, and the swing high was 395. On the Russell, consider being long 1673. And we put in a swing high at 1688, so that's 15 points. Let's go to the NQ. Consider being long 95.62. And we put a swing high at 83. Back to the trigger. Swing high at 96.09. Gold. Consider being short 1573. There's 1569 and a low at 1565. Vic, on the ES, we never recommend risking more than $300 per contract per trade. And last but not least, crude. Consider being long 50.05. And we ran up to 50.70. That's a $650 per contract move. Yes, it does, Vic. Sure does. That applies to the Concierge and Logic 247. Michael, are you there?
Michael is here.
All righty. If you're ready, you can take it away.
Okay, here we go. There. You should be looking at my screens right now.
Got it.
Okay, good.
It's all yours.
Good. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, the 11th day of February 2020. Let's go through. Hang on. Let me bring it up. Oh, first, let's do this. If you have not taken a free trial yet, and you want to take a free trial, go to the homepage at CFRN.net, and over here in the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. You can click on that, or you can click on any of these other things. Free 5-day trial, use proprietary indicators free. Click on any of those. See, I'll click on it right now, and it'll bring you to this page. And on this page, all we ask for is your name, your email, your phone number, and you can tell us your biggest trading challenge. So we can tailor one-on-one training specifically for you. Okay, hit the send button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. All right, we don't know that you took the trial until you click that link. All right, now, results. Today, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 11th day of February 2020. We picked up 10 ticks on crude and 10 ticks on gold. And so we're plus 200 on the morning session. Today it took 34 minutes and 3 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $100 per contract. And we took a total of 6 trades this morning. All right, so on the month now, we are up $1,365. That's over 7 days, averaging $195 per day. That's one contract, 2 hours per day. So what we want you to do is, eventually build up the contracts. Build them up 20, 30. Then liquidity is going to become a problem once you get above that. But and on the year now, we're up $4,163. That's over 26 days, averaging $160 per day. $160 per day. Okay, again, that is one contract, 2 hours per day. So let's take a look at what transpired this morning. Now, there was a lot of movement here in gold. We picked up 10 ticks right here on the gold. There was a shorting opportunity here that we missed, would have been a break even. Picked up 10 there. Now, if you're doing the 137s or the inverted 137s, or in this case, even the 164s, you would have had this trade here, and this trade here, and this trade here. You would have gotten all of that. But if you don't know what those are, then you should let me know. Okay? Let me know. Here on the gold, we're getting toward the end of the session. I didn't want to do this because we weren't really trending well. So I let this go. And then eventually it moved its way up. But this is during the break. All right, came back down, hit the BBC, gave an up close. You could have taken a long trade right there to grab that leg. And the rest of it, well, there really wasn't any opportunity. Okay, in the euro, we took one trade today in the euro. This is the whole day in the euro right here. The whole morning session you can see right here in one screenshot. And I don't even have to minimize it. We took one long trade right here. We ended up with a break even. Okay. Then it was going into the high of the day, going into the high of the day, going into the high of the day. And then the cycle changed directions. And that was it for the euro today. Okay, this morning. All right, crude oil. Let's scroll back. Okay, on crude, we started out with a break-even trade right here. Then we had a +3 right here, and a +7 right there. And then, Greg, are you in here right now? Hang on. No, Greg is not in here right now. Anyway, Greg wanted me to talk about this, but I think he wants to do it one-on-one. We failed to put in a higher swing right here. Once we got this trade here, and we picked off the goal for the day. Then it got really choppy for a while in here, and we just didn't have a trade set up. You see how the cycle was going flat right down here in the middle. We just didn't have a trade set up, and we weren't trending. Step one is to make sure that you have a trend. Okay. Then we started to put in lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. And so we shorted right here. We ended up with a break even on that. And then we get into the break right in here, and it was really choppy. I don't think I would have taken this bounce off the BBC right here. Even though the MA1 was still blue, the cycle was still blue. We really didn't have a strong trend. It would have worked out if I'd have done it, but I don't think I would have. And let's see, on the ES, we didn't do a thing. And it moved around a lot, but it wasn't giving us trade setups. All right, we started out in here, and it was going down. Now, right in here at 9:34, 9:35, there was a shorting opportunity right there. Okay, I don't know why I didn't highlight that, but I will now, so you can all see. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't there. And it wasn't there either. That's why I didn't highlight it, because it wasn't a trade setup. That's what the trend line looked like. And this is a close below the trend line, but it's also below the MA1, going into dynamic support that had not been broken. Okay. Then over here, the cycle started going up too steep, keeping you out of the bad trades. Okay. I mean, it would work out. If you'd have shorted right here, it would have worked out to be a break even, probably. And then it changed directions here. And I'm pretty sure I talked about that this morning, about it changing directions. And then it got really sideways without giving a trade setup. And, this is the way the ES has been acting lately. It made a big move up. It was going into all-time highs right here. And that's why I don't have anything highlighted over here. Because we had a double top. At some point, we had a double top going into all-time highs. And then it changed directions. And this is getting in toward the break. It changed directions here. Now, we couldn't do anything with this because it was going to unbroken dynamic support. All right, I highlighted this because we had, the entry was above the MA1. All right, but I didn't get filled, and it had gone 4 ticks into profit before I could get filled. All right, then back over here, the slingshot was just not giving it up over here. Okay, and then we get into the break, and there was really nothing during the break either. Now, all this time today, there were FOMC guys speaking and Powell testifying and all kinds of stuff happening today with people talking that is going to stagnate the markets. Now, they moved, but they moved, not like a regular trend. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it wasn't like a regular trend. And that was the morning session. Let's see, let me pop this up. Okay. Again, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you could read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 11th day of February 2020, and today we made 10 ticks in crude and 10 ticks in gold. Put us at plus 200 per contract on the morning session. Today it took 34 minutes and 3 trades to get to $100 a contract, and we took a total of 6 trades. So, on the month, we are now at $1,365. That's over 7 days, averaging $195 per day. On the year, we're at $4,163. That's over 26 months, averaging this is averaging $195 per day. And this is averaging $160 per day. Okay, on the year so far. Now, if you have not taken our free trial, you can go directly here to eminitrainingschool.com and fill in this form. But usually, you should just go here to the home page at CFRN.net. And here in the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. You can click on that, or you can click here where it says free 5-day trial, or here where it says use our proprietary indicators for free. Click on any one of those, and it's going to bring you to this page, eminitrainingschool.com. Okay, and on this page, all we ask for is your name, your email, your phone number, and you can tell us your biggest trading challenge, so we can tailor one-on-one training specifically for you. You don't have to put that in, but it is helpful if you do, because we really do want to do that for you. All right, and hit the send button. Once you hit the send button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click that confirmation link, we don't know that you took the free trial. All right, that was the morning session. So with that, we can pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
And there we go. I think John's
There
logged
it
in.
is. Hang on, Joseph. Nope, he's not logged in yet. I'm looking for him, but I'm sure he'll be coming along.
Oh, recap of the recap.
Oh, today it took 34 minutes and 3 trades to get to $100 per contract.
You ready? Okay, you get a log on. I'm sorry, say that again.
34 minutes and 3 trades to get to $100 per contract.
And that's a good bingo.
That's another one. That's good. Consistency. That's what it's all about.
And there's John.
Yep.
Hey,
There
John.
he is.
Welcome to the show.
Good to be on. Wow. This market is a juggernaut of monumental proportions, and the action late yesterday was huge. Just a sec. Oh, I have to take this. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Okay. And the action late yesterday was huge.
It was. You can see it. That little trend line I had drawn yesterday. Right at the close of yesterday's session, we closed just above it. And then started the candle that we're on now. And we had a high in place earlier of 33.74 half, and then Jerome Powell started testifying, and the markets peeled off as soon as he started to talk about cyber attacks being the danger to the economy. But he also just said that this current economic expansion, there's no reason that it can't continue. So whatever the cyber attack worries took out of the market, what he just said should put it right back in.
Well, we're at all-time highs. So,
Yeah, this was the all-time historic high right here, 33.74.50. And price, we had a bullish cross here. Price rallied up. Pull back into the BBC, found good support. Put in a swing high at 33.74 half. We pull back to the BBC, which we expect to hold. It holds more often than it doesn't. Now we're just waiting to see if we get this next leg up.
Hi, sorry, I'm back.
Okay. Okay, John.
Yeah, this market, this liquidity and everything. I mean, look, this market is kind of divorced from reality in a lot of ways. We said yesterday, this doctor, very, very accomplished doctor, one of the most accomplished doctors in the history of the world, basically is very worried about this virus. And I don't know whether you know this, but all over the front pages in the UK, there's this guy who flew from Singapore and managed to infect 11 people. I mean, think about that, 1 to 11, right? He's not in China. He's like, in the UK. I mean, they're calling him the spreader. And so
how are they able to track him to the 11 people?
I don't know. It's just amazing. But I guess, so this is, look, the risk, so far it's obviously the rate of, the death rate, the infection rate, while it's increasing, I think yesterday was the worst day or something, but it's not alarmingly, it's not off the charts yet. But when I said a few days ago, this may be the worst point, kind of like the middle of World War II, the market, bottomed 2 years ahead of the end of the war. In the same way, we've seen a meteoric rise in this market in the last few days. And when I say it's the worst point, because that news, most people around the world who are paying attention have probably heard about this billionaire saying there's 1.5 million people infected and 50,000 deaths. So, that in spite of that, the market went up. You know what I mean? So, that's like 10 times worse than the official story. So the next few days are really critical because, if infections start popping up all over the place, in different countries around the world, then we've got a real problem. A little bit like this guy in the UK. And the other thing is, another fellow flew from Singapore to France and managed to infect 5 or 6 people at a ski resort. So, the exponential.
That's the last place you would expect to get infected is in a Swiss ski chalet.
Precisely. And look, in some respects, look, it's not 100% mortality. It's only some people are saying it's 10%. Some people are saying it's like 2%. It looks like it's somewhere between 1.5% and 10%. If it's 1.5%, it's not too bad of a situation. It might peter out. But look, explain to me why all the airline stocks are up today. You'd think they'd be tanking because most of the big United and Delta, the international carriers, for sure have had their business impacted, and maybe the domestic. People are probably deciding, maybe I'm not going to fly. I'm going to put off the trip or whatever because the risk of flying in an airplane is kind of indefinable right now. I think that, we've already seen what the risk of being on a cruise is. So this, now, I would say if it wasn't for this virus, maybe this thing would be even higher, this market. But so when I said this doctor, was worried about 60, 80 million people being, either being infected or maybe even dying. This guy from Hong Kong just came out and he says 2/3 of the world's population could be infected with this.
2/3 of the world's population?
Yeah. So, what we were saying a few days ago sounded alarming, but based on, so that headline for sure, I think, is waking a few people up today. And that's the reason why we got a sell signal at the highs a couple of hours ago. And we're coming off, and the odds are kind of increasing that we're going to break down today, actually. We already went negative on the Dow, which is a very bad development. Normally, you sort of have a pullback and then a late, normally you have a pullback and then you have a rally in the afternoon. But at this time, it's very risky, and I'm not so sure we're gonna have the same performance tomorrow, where we're going to open higher again, like we did today, especially if we kind of close down. If anything, we might have a pretty big reversal tomorrow and possibly quite a big sell-off. Microsoft topped out this morning, and it has not been able to recover since. It's actually heading down towards the lows of the day right now. And Apple is still holding up. Facebook opened down, it's kind of off as well. Google is finally coming off its highs. Amazon's holding up as probably the best. But Nvidia is another one that was a big winner yesterday. So stocks are definitely starting to come off here. And the big surprise overnight was that the international stocks are all higher, which is kind of amazing. They're dramatically higher actually. But again, can they maintain this level, or are they going to break down? It's a very tricky kind of a story. And actually, we're picking up a little bit right now. And as I've said before, these bottoms are very, very hard to pick. Prior to these incredible rallies we've had coming off every sell so far. The other difference today is that yesterday the market was kind of down in the morning, right? And we rallied up, right? Today the market was higher and we've sold off. So that is a pretty big difference in of itself. So I would say I'm still bullish on the possibility of another unbelievable late rally, but if we start breaking down below sort of like 3382, somewhere like that on the S&P, or even 3384, sort of break down, and the same and 29 and a quarter on the Dow. We might just not come back up again. So that's the story. Another thing that's going on today is the dollar kind of topped out yesterday, and it's starting to come off a bit. So I think that that could impact the metals. They've had a bit of a sell-off just because of the strength of the market. But and I did say that they could pull back a bit more. But the gold stocks are really holding up quite well. They still, if they were to just have another leg up here, I think it would turn the whole sector bullish again. By the way, the cocoa got up to 2,900. I think it's sold off today finally, but got up to 29.15. Yesterday came back to about 28.75, so it's had a pretty big correction, but it's rebounding off the lows. The coffee also had a bit of a rally, but it came back as well. So the picture, look, the way the stocks are poised right now, it's really what I said. If they start, I think if stocks start hitting new lows this afternoon on the day, then I think we not only could be in for a sell-off, we could be in for something pretty dramatic. Much kind of unexpected. I mean, I think when we were making the top this morning, a lot of people thought we were kind of safe, and everything was all right. But things could change pretty rapidly. I mean, look, given anybody who's got, remotely cautious would have to be taking a serious, if he's long this market, he's either going to have to be putting some kind of an insurance policy on the downside, or he's going to be getting out of stocks at this point, or ready to get out of stocks on a breakdown. I'm not saying necessarily get out right now, but they've got to be thinking about that.
Well, this morning when Powell was testifying, he said nothing about this expansion is unsustainable.
Well, that's the thing. Look, normally when Powell testifies, there's a bit of a pullback. and then it rallies late. So when he stops talking, the market tends to go up. That's pretty important that it happens today. If that doesn't happen today, that could be a problem. And look, and Zero Hedge is saying these repos are not doing the job. They're putting, it seems like there's stuff going on in the system that's really questionable and possibly quite dangerous. And he's asked about the Chinese situation, these banks getting bailed out. And remember that, the European banks are in trouble. Deutsche Bank has actually rallied off the lows. It's certainly, who knows if they're bailing. That'd be another thing. We talked about this a while back, that they were probably going to bail out Deutsche Bank. And based on the way it's rallying, you'd have to say they probably are doing just that. So that's another reason why this market is so strong. Apple, with basically being, production has stopped. It's probably going to take impact their earnings. I mean, same with Boeing. This write-down thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is they lost $18 billion. But they call it a write-down, and the stock goes up. It's kind of crazy, but that's what happens in this business.
Well, we're holding steady. Whenever Powell stops talking, we'll see if the markets can rally on that.
Yeah, I think. Look, honestly, if the market goes down today, it's going to be a problem. Just as I said yesterday or the day before, we're at an inflection point, really critical inflection point. We're either going to sell off or we're going to rally big, and sure enough, we rallied big. So the VIXs are starting to get a bit of upside too now. So the VIXs are kind of poised for a reversal today. So if we close, up positive on the VIXs, that would be a pretty good buy signal actually on the VIXs, and maybe a sell signal on the market. And look, here's the look. If we get past this, or if this is just another look, there could be another short-term wipeout. Maybe a 600-point decline, maybe even more, and then we could start this thing off again and start, go to new highs in February, later in February, going into March. It sort of feels like this thing is going to go all the way into March, like we've been saying for a while, but it has the potential to go parabolic. I mean, crazily, more dramatically than what we've already seen. I mean, you have to be prepared for that. This is this is just like an unbelievable. You've never seen anything like this market before. It's just insanely powerful right now, this market, and you have to respect that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Anything else you want to cover?
But it's a kind of a suck-in move. What the risk of it is, it's like the market is sort of like indestructible. It's kind of like So you got people out there who are so kind of like ingrained in the way this market's been acting, that one of these days they might get caught out, and that's where the risk could really come in a way that'd be hard to contemplate. But again, you just don't know how much power is being applied to basically fomenting this juggernaut and keeping it going. We're in kind of a 1929 like situation right now, where people back then thought there was no tomorrow. I mean, they just thought was going to be boundless optimism and prosperity, and look, there's a lot of fundamental reasons why we are where we are, and you can give Trump a lot of credit for that, but there's a lot of things that could go wrong, especially if this virus thing gets out of control. So that's kind of my take on it.
All right, John.
Oh, by the way, that I said the other day, Tilray looked like a buy down at 17. I guess this jump last night's given Tilray, it got down to 16. So look at that. Went all the way back down to the bottom yesterday. So it's about 17. Yeah, it's about 17. Right, just coming up to 17 right now. So it got a little bit lower than I thought.
Yeah, 1691 looks like.
Yeah, but it does look like it's going to have another rally. So.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, John.
Listen, yeah, you too. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, guys, time for the good word for the day. Finding contentment in your work. Ecclesiastes 5:19 says, "Enjoy your work and accept your lot in life. This is indeed a gift from God." 2/3 of your adult life will be spent earning a living. And God wants you to enjoy it. To enjoy your work and accept your lot in life, this is indeed a gift from God. Try to realize that God has a purpose for your being where you are. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. That's Psalm 37:23. When you understand that, you begin to rejoice on the job rather than resent it, and believe that God has a plan for your future. It may be a different job, a promotion in your present job, or improving your skill set, which will result in you feeling more fulfilled, knowing you are a valued and contributing team member. So with one eye on the present and another on the future, your goal should be to perform your responsibilities with efficiency and professionalism and glorify the one whose name you carry. Learn all you can from your current position, both in skill building and in character building. Prepare yourself for what God has in mind. So what if others overlook or undervalue you? Well, David's family didn't think he was qualified to be Israel's next king, but God had a different opinion. He also had the last word. There's an important lesson here for us. Be faithful and seek to excel wherever God has placed you. And when the time is right, He will bless you and promote you, but it may not be the way you expect it. It is God alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. Psalm 75:7. And that's our good word for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.